little break here, and I got kind of an important announcement to make. A couple of them, actually. Okay. I've gotten in this habit of coffee before dinner. Winner, muskrat dinner. I won the Lotto America today. $2 on $2 on a $1 ticket, so I've doubled my money. So what I did is I invested the money into more Lotto America tickets, so I should win $4, or maybe it's squared, I'm not too sure. At any rate, if I keep doing this, I'll eventually have $100, which is nice. Got that to fall back on in my elderly age here. I'm going to talk a little bit about history. The history of Endeavor Trikes For Sale, because I happen to know quite a bit about this one particular subject here. You know, you should only put one cover on your coffee cup, not two. Makes it a lot easier to drink out of after you take both off. So, history-wise, back in 2012 is when I first got the idea to market this product. And I'm the only guy in the world who has a patent on the full assembly. I believe Motor Trike has a patent on independent front suspension. And I think the only reason they did that is so they could say it's a patented product. Independent front suspension is really the only way this can be done. I don't know why you would do it any other way or how you could do it any other way. It doesn't make any sense. But anyway, I guess they had to do something. But I've got actually a patent on the two-piece frame, the whole assembly, everything except for wheels. We didn't put wheels in the patent because the patent lawyer that I hired, who was like top-notch and expensive, he said if we put wheels on there, then somebody could come along and say that theirs is the same without wheels and somehow maneuver around me, maybe. But anyway, the guy did quite a bit of fancy lawyer talk to get the patent so that it was secure. And to date, it's the only real patent on this type of conversion. Air compressor. Hang on. I should know better. Every time I do a video, halfway through the air compressor kicks in. Normally, I just wait until it gets done and then chop that out of the video. Frustrating. I should know better. One of these days I'll learn these things. Anyway, so I have the patent on this deal, and my initial idea was never to build them. I never had any plans to build them. I actually had a pretty good business going where I did network systems engineering for the city of New Prague, the fire department, the police department, utilities. I did all them, and I did a hospital over in Lesueur. The Lesueur Hospital. So I spent a couple days a week doing computer system support and that kind of thing. And that was pretty lucrative, and I really didn't work that many hours at it. I think I was averaging about 12 hours a week, and I was making as much money as when I was working 60 hours a week for a golf company as their network administrator. So that was pretty cool, but then I came up with this idea and I decided to patent it and sell the patent. The whole idea was to sell the rights to build this. I already had 3 prototypes that I built. You know, the first one was just a pet project, which I built 4 times. And one time I did actually try a straight axle, which was an absolute failure. I'm lucky I'm still alive. Then the second one was the Valkyrie, which I did. I think I'm on my second time on that one. And then my Goldwing, which I did twice. So I got all the bugs pretty much worked out with those 3 prototypes. And I had met with one of the major trike companies actually called me. And they said, can you bring a couple of your trikes down? We want to look at them. We're serious about working out a deal with you. This was back in 2014, right after the SEMA show. Somebody at the SEMA show told this guy that he should check this out. So we went down and visited with them. They spent 2 days with us, and then they unveiled a prototype that they were working on. And I immediately understood that we had been bamboozled. They had no intent of doing any business with it. They wanted to see what we had and how close we were to production. And they could have asked me, I would have told them. Because at that time it was, we're at a point where I want to sell the patent, but I have no plans to go into production. Well, it dawned on me after meeting with those guys, it actually was one of those things that's a hidden gem, I guess. I was pretty despondent about the whole thing because I thought, boy, we really got taken advantage here. Because, I bought a trailer that year, 18-foot enclosed, and we hauled 2 of them down there, spent all the money on the motels and all this stuff, and got absolutely zipped out of it. And we were pretty much taken advantage of. When I say we, I mean my brother-in-law went down there with me. But anyway, so water under the fridge. It dawned on me that no one's going to buy an unproven product. I'm going to have to build these things, prove that they are safe and reliable, and a good investment for an owner to convert their bike to a better handling, sportier type of product. And the whole idea from the very beginning was market this to more sport-minded enthusiasts, pretty much the way Can-Am does theirs. I mean, I had the same idea as Can-Am did. Can-Am, not Can-Am, which was to market to sports-minded people who are a little more adventurous and understand this type of arrangement is superior to the back wheel trikes, which are clumsy and clunky and bloated. And what's happening now is actually Can-Am is actually increasing sales while everybody else is losing sales. So people are becoming more sports-minded, understanding that this is a lot more fun. So anyway, I started building officially, maybe late 2014. I did a couple, and I think the first one I did was for a guy in Ohio, and it just went from there. So we're sitting here at 100 bikes, and I thought, a couple of years ago I made the decision to work, half years, because of COVID kind of spurred it on. It wasn't so much COVID as it was the fact our house burned down. And I spent one summer rebuilding the house because I used to be a carpenter also, general contractor in fact, and I worked on, doing a lot of the trim work. I did all the concrete, electrical, plumbing, a lot of the woodwork, and just a lot of stuff in the house I did myself. It worked out, and I thought, I really should start to think about semi-retirement. I should, I'm 72 officially now. As I say, I'm even par on most golf courses. But I enjoy doing it. I don't have any health issues whatsoever, except I'm overweight, which I'm going to try to lose weight here. But I don't have, the blood pressure, knees, any of that stuff. I mean, I have good genes, which I inherited from my 100-year-old mother, and my dad, who was 96, I think, when he passed. So longevity's in my family. Everybody in my family lived to be really old. So the plan is to work just winters and take my summers to enjoy life and enjoy things, and that's working out. I'm really liking it, and I look forward to coming in here and starting up again in fall because the weather is terrible. It's cloudy and icky out, and we've already had some snow, and it's nice. It's nice in here. I got the radio going usually, and my exhaust fan, which is what we call white noise, and I actually enjoy this. It's fun. I take a lot of pride in getting it done, and when I hand them over to the owners, they're all pumped up about it, and it makes you feel good to know that you're making people extend their riding time. You know, and I never really planned on, here again, I never really planned on marketing this to people with bad knees and hips and older, but you know, the whole psychology behind trike is, you know, when you can't ride a two-wheel, then you go to a trike. Well, Can-Am is actually kind of proving that you can buy a regular two-wheel, or you can buy what they have, and the sportiness and the fun factor is the same. You know, and I thought myself, before I even got into this, of going into a, you know, buying a rear-wheel trike, and you know, maybe that's what I'm going to have to do eventually. I wouldn't be ready for it even now, but I see now that going to that type of trike is a step down. This is actually a step sideways. It's really just as much fun as riding two-wheel as it is, you know, going with a trike, except the trike is more versatile. I can drive this in more places. It's much more comfortable. It sure rides better. And all the way around, it's just it's actually kind of a step up, really, when you think about it. But I'm getting to the point where I don't know how many more years I can keep doing it. You know, like I say, right now I'm in really pretty good shape. But eventually your eyes go haywire, and you start to have other things go wrong, and you know, who knows. And I do get people that ask once in a while, you know, well, what happens, you know, and I always know where they're going, so I say, you mean what happens if I fall off the perch tomorrow? Where are you? Well, if your bike is done, you're in good shape, because there's no maintenance and there's really nothing that the average person couldn't fix if it was to break, but I build them so that they don't break. And there's very, very little maintenance on them. Probably the biggest issue you'd ever have would be every 40,000 miles you have to do tires, and then at 100,000 you might have to do brake pads. Other than that, you know, the rest of it would be cosmetic stuff that you want to modify or change or whatever. So anyway, the plan is to continue doing that, and I'm thinking my target goal is like 75. At that, when I hit 75, I'm probably going to do something. You know, at that point, you know, who knows. But the important announcement is I did list the company for sale. It is for sale. I've got a broker that I hired in July. I gave him a price figure, and I told him, you know, what we're selling here is blue sky. Because really, I'm a one-man operation. You know, for the financials, you know, I'm not getting rich, and it's not one of these deals where you can walk into it and it's, you know, pay out a couple $1 million, and then you got a company that's going to make you, you know, $1.5 million a year profits and that kind of stuff. No, this is something that someone who's ambitious, who understands engineering and mechanics, and wants to work, can make a decent living and expand the business. A young person, if I was 40 years old, I'd probably have a dozen employees right now and a factory, and I'd be punching these out pretty good, and I'd probably have somebody on the road selling them. But, you know, I got into this in my mid-60s. I wasn't going to get into, you know, the whole credit thing. I have 0 loans. I mean, I've never financed any of this. Everything's been out of pocket. My computer business, which was pretty lucrative, paid for the first 5 years of me losing money. You know, a business, most people don't understand that about business. This is why 98% of the patents that are issued, the people never bring them to market. Because you're going to lose a lot of money before you go to market. You know, engineering costs and development costs and insurance and lawyers and accountants, and you know, you go on and on and on. So for 5 years you lose money. So the money losing part's done. Now it's just profit. Every bike is profit. And the margins are good. So someone could walk into this and do pretty well. So what I'm going to do, and I'm announcing it today because I'm going to start marketing the company myself. I mean, no one's else got it to do what mine will do. You know, Hannigan dropped out of it for a couple reasons, and I don't think Motor Trike is really doing anything. I know they were never pushing it. I think their main objective was to get into it just because they wanted to be in the market and say they can also do this, but I don't really think they sold too many of them, and they have design problems. And I'm not saying that to be vindictive or anything. I'm just saying I understand a lot about this. I mean, this is my life for the last 10 years. And I know it works and I know it doesn't work, and I know what a lot of these people tried was destined for failure. So, that's the scoop. If someone is interested, when it does sell, they get me with it. I'm obligated to spend at least a year working with whoever buys this to show them all the high points and all the little tricks and things you learn. I'm obligated, at least personally, I want to make sure if I sell this, whoever buys it is going to continue building a quality product and getting it done right. So that's the goal. This is a good business. So someone will be lucky if they get a hold of this thing and go with it. So that's this morning's big announcement. The big thing was the ticket. I mean, the $2. Boy, that's awesome. I could actually buy, well, I already invested it, but next time, $4, I get coffee. Awesome. So anyway, I'm going to drink this coffee and I'm going to go back to work because I'm working.